Hi, guys. It's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Guys, we should be really proud of ourselves for how far we've gotten already in this trial. I mean, we have a ways to go, but we've gone through quite a bit. You know, we're not at the halfway mark, but we are well past 25%. So we should be proud of ourselves. And I know I should have this ready, but I like showing us how far we've gotten. I like doing this because we've done all this, every single minute of it. Wow, not every single minute of it. I mean, sometimes I do run to the ladies' room, but most every single minute of it. The one ladies' room visit I absolutely regret was something happened with Mark Furman. Oh, I passed it. Something happened with Mark Furman on the stand when I was gone, and I told myself that I should go back and rewatch, but I hate rewatching my streams. And I got busy and now I don't know which stream it was. But it doesn't matter. It's fine. Let's go here.
Hasn't been fixed yet. So we are going to take our break at noon, though. So if there's a problem, I'm sure that we can have a hall monitor for the facilities, but it should only be about 3 to 5 minutes, I hope. All right. So if you'll just step back in the jury room, please.
Anybody want to tell the judge what he said wrong there? He's setting the jury out for 3 to 5 minutes. I guess he didn't say which 3 to 5 minutes because the 3 to 5 minutes. Yeah, I know. I know. I got to get it. I got to fix it. I do. I'm working on it. It's in my head as a to do list type thing, but I haven't really done that yet. And it's okay because less than 100 people watch the OJ trial. So it doesn't really affect anybody at all. Here we go. 3 to 5 minutes. Let's see. All 9 people watching now don't care what number I'm on. I wonder if one of those is me. 9 people. I wonder if I count as one. That's cheating, I think, if I do. Yep, yep. Every couple months I go in and I try to fix it and add it all to the playlist and fix the numbers and everything. Every couple of months I go in and do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, be seated. Mr. Darden, you have something you want to show us? All right. Jury has left the courtroom.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is the video of OJ with his daughter. Is that what they said they were going to play? I'm not 100% sure. We'll just have to wait and see. That would be cool. That would be cool.
Okay, this is the final warning. Everyone step back, please. OJ, what can you say about this? Back up, please. You got any comments on this? You don't know anything, you say? Please step back. Have you been told you're under arrest, OJ? I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Okay?
All right, thank you, Mr. Darden. Any objections from the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, what's the basis of the objection?
Your Honor, I don't believe it accurately reflects what the testimony has been. Testimony has been he wasn't arrested until the 17th, wasn't charged, and previous testimony from previous witnesses have been that he was not under arrest. And that I don't believe this accurately, this gives a false impression that he was arrested, at least temporarily.
But we have a concept in the law of arrest and detention, the concept of detention, short of arrest, don't we?
Well, we have no testimony to that yet, Your Honor.
All right. Perhaps
There's no foundation.
at this point, Mr. Darden.
Detective Van Adder is here to explain the video and to explain to us whether or not Mr. Simpson was placed under arrest or detained. And he is also here to explain to us how it is that Mr. Simpson became unhandcuffed. Certainly, he's competent to testify to all of these things. He is a police officer.
We would all, I'm sorry, you done? We would also, Your Honor, object to any of the audio portions of that tape with the reporter asking questions, with Mr. Weitzman making some statements to his client, which are privileged communications and are all hearsay statements.
Right. I think the audio was predominantly still cameras clicking and somebody's electrical generator. Do you need the audio on this, Mr. Darden?
We overhear no conversations between Mr.
I
Weitzman.
heard questions being
If
answered.
they don't have conversations, then there'd be no objection to not having the audio.
Mr. Darden?
I'm saying that I don't hear any conversations, but I didn't hear a conversation between Mr. Weitzman and Mr. Simpson. Maybe
want
I'm
the
wrong. You tell me.
Do you want the audio?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to sustain the objection to the tape at this time until there's a foundation for what it depicts. All right, let's have the jurors. right, you may proceed, Mr. Darden.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective, when you arrived back at Rockingham, you say you arrived at 12 o'clock noon?
Approximately noon, yes.
Okay. And was Mr. Simpson there at the property at that time?
No,
Did you see Mr. Simpson at Rockingham sometime that day?
yes.
And do you recall what time at all?
Approximately 10 minutes or so after I arrived.
And was he carrying anything that you saw?
When I first saw him,
Yes.
no, sir.
Did you see any lawyers on the property or anyone you knew to be a lawyer on the property at that time?
I saw a lawyer by the Rockingham gate, yes,
And did you recognize that lawyer?
I did.
This lawyer was a lawyer you had seen in the past?
Yes,
And who was that lawyer?
Howard Weitzman.
When you arrived at noon, did you have a conversation with Mr. Weitzman at all?
Just a greeting, just hello type conversation.
Did you allow Mr. Weitzman to walk onto the property at that time, that is at 12 noon?
No,
Okay. And why not?
because it was a sealed crime scene.
Okay. Did he ask permission to walk onto the property at that time?
No,
Where was Mr. Simpson the first time you saw him that day?
walking across the driveway in the front of the residence,
And could you see his hands at that time?
I could.
Where were they?
He was handcuffed.
Had you handcuffed Mr. Simpson?
No,
Did someone else handcuff him?
apparently I didn't.
Okay. Had you ordered someone to handcuff him?
No,
Had you ordered someone or anyone to arrest him?
no.
If you know, Detective, how is it that this defendant was handcuffed that day?
When I arrived,
I'm gonna object, Your Honor. Stipulation.
Sustained.
You told us a while ago that you are acquainted with Officer Thompson.
I am now, I wasn't then.
Did you speak to Officer Thompson when you arrived at noon?
Yes,
And did you ask him to do something?
I did,
What did you ask him to do?
to make sure that Mr. Simpson wasn't able to enter the property if he showed up there.
Did you ask him to do anything else?
Asked him to detain him there in front and let me know that he was there.
You asked Officer Thompson to detain Mr. Simpson?
Yes, and let me know that he was present.
And you've been a police officer how many years now, Detective?
Over 26.
This term that you just used, detain, what did that term mean to you?
It just means to ask a person or have a person stay at a certain location. It's not physically putting him under arrest or taking him into custody.
When you told Officer Thompson to detain Mr. Simpson in front of the property, did you intend to convey to him that he should handcuff Mr. Simpson?
No, sir.
Did you ever use the term handcuff or the word handcuff when you posed this question to Officer Thompson?
No,
When you saw Mr. Simpson handcuffed on the property that first time, was he in the company of someone?
Officer Thompson.
And what did you do when you saw the defendant handcuffed with Officer Thompson?
I went out to his location.
And does that mean you went to Mr. Simpson?
Yes, I exited the residence and walked to where Mr. Simpson was.
Now, where was Mr. Weitzman at that time?
He was still at the Rockingham gate.
And what, if anything, occurred when you walked over to Mr. Simpson?
I explained the reason I was there, what was happening, what was going to happen.
And Mr. Simpson's attorney came walking up and asked if he could join the conversation, and I said yes.
Did Mr. Weitzman ask you to do anything?
Yes,
What did he ask you to do?
asked me to take the handcuffs off.
Did you have the key to the handcuffs?
I have a handcuff key, yes.
Did you take the cuffs off?
Yes,
Why did you take the cuffs off, Mr. Simpson?
because he was not under arrest at that time.
But you considered him a suspect, is that correct?
He was a very strong suspect.
You considered him a suspect in 2 brutal murders?
That's correct.
Why didn't you arrest him at that time?
Well, knowing the situation that I was in, the amount of press that was present, I felt it better to continue the investigation and obtain additional evidence such as serology evidence before presenting the case to the district attorney's office for filing. I realize I only have a 48-hour time frame to put together and file a criminal case if a person is in custody.
Why was the media's presence a factor at all in your decision to take the
Just-
handcuffs off?
Just the overwhelming amount of media that was present. It had turned into a media fest. And with who I was dealing with, I wanted to make sure that I had a sufficient case before presenting that case to the district attorney's office for filing. Again, I realize I only have 48 hours to either file the case or turn the person loose. And I knew it would take me longer than that, probably an additional day past that, to get any kind of serology testing done. That's why I didn't place him under arrest at that point.
Motion to strike non-responsive.
All right, the jury is to disregard the answer. After, again, I realize I only have 48 hours, that part is stricken from the record as being non-responsive.
If I can go back and
You asked him if the media had anything to do with his decision not to arrest. He told us about it being a media fest.
you struck the entire answer, did you?
No, I struck everything. Then when we again, I knew I only had 48 hours. That part,
Okay.
since the jury's heard it once already.
Detective Van Adder, when you released the handcuffs from Mr. Simpson's wrist, did you have the serology results, test results?
No,
Objection, meeting is suggested.
Overruled.
no.
Can you tell us whether or not you had had sufficient time to evaluate all of the evidence you had up to that point?
I had enough probable cause to make an arrest, absolutely. But I wanted to continue the investigation to ensure that everything I had was what I believed I had, and to ensure that I had a case for filing when it was presented.
Motion to strike is non-responsive.
Overruled.
So do I understand you to say, Detective, that in your mind you could have arrested Mr. Simpson at that time?
Oh, absolutely, I could have, yes.
Can I have one moment, Your Honor? You realized that the defendant was a celebrity, did you?
Yes.
Overruled.
What significance, if any, did you attach to his celebrity status at that time?
Celebrity status really has nothing to do with my feelings regarding arresting or filing criminal charges on someone. Uh, that meant nothing to me, the fact that he was a celebrity. What I was interested in was, knowing the filing policy, I wanted to make sure that the case was a fileable case before the arrest was made.
Is that what you do in all cases, Detective?
Absolutely.
You mentioned a moment ago that that had you arrested Mr. Simpson, that you would have had to have filed a case within 48 hours. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You've sent blood and biological evidence to the lab, to the crime lab in the past for analysis. Is that right?
That's correct.
And is there a standard time or standard turnaround time when you send evidence to the crime lab?
No, it varies from case to case. I've never gotten anything back in that amount of time in my career.
You ever get anything back the same day?
Never.
And you knew that?
I knew that.
Did you have a further conversation with Mr. Weitzman after you took the handcuffs off the defendant?
Yes.
And did you ask him to do something?
Yes.
What did you ask Mr. Weitzman to do?
To follow me to Parker Center.
Why?
He wanted to be with his client, Mr. Simpson.
You were going to take Mr. Simpson to Parker Center?
Yes.
Was he under arrest?
No.
Was he free to leave?
If he would have wanted to at that point, he could have, yes.
He was free to leave despite your belief?
I had asked him voluntarily to accompany.
We don't know yet. Hi, Martha. We also, somebody told me in the comments on the last video or the video before that or whatever, I kept saying there was Nicole's blood, Ron's blood at OJ's house. Well, they said there was also OJ's blood beside the bodies at Nicole's house. And the prosecution never pressed that or highlighted that for the jury. So, that would have been, instead of talking about ice cream, that would have been pretty high on my list to get the point across with Lang or Phillips or Furman. And now we're on Van Adder. We're running out of officers to get that point across.
Me to Parker Center for an interview. He agreed to that. Mr. Weitzman wanted to be with him. I asked him to follow me to Parker Center. He was not under arrest at that point.
And did you drive the defendant to Parker Center?
Yes, sir, I did.
And was he in handcuffs during that drive?
He was not.
But he was a suspect?
Yes.
Have you in the past driven other murder suspects to the police station in your police vehicle?
Yes, many times.
And did you handcuff them?
Some of them, not all of them.
Did Mr. Weitzman follow you and the defendant to Parker Center?
He met us at Parker Center, yes.
And did you have a further conversation with Mr. Weitzman at that?
He sure did. He sure did. So when he got back from Chicago that day, they're talking about when he got back from Chicago, he had a cut. His hand was all cut. He had a cut on his hand that it was bandaged. That I can't remember what he said. Hi, Kelly. I can't remember now. They said it earlier in the prelim, but that was months ago. But he said he got it from something else. What was he doing? I think he might have been doing a Hertz video, a commercial in Chicago. But again, I'm not 100% sure. I think it had something to do with Hertz. But yeah, yep, he had a cut on his hand. And when you're stabbing someone, the blood makes everything slippery. So lots of people who stab people cut their hands. It's just a normal thing.
I did.
What was that conversation?
He requested,
What's the objection? Sustained.
Did you ask Mr. Weitzman to do anything?
Mr. Weissman asked me to do something.
And what did he ask you to do?
To,
It's a question, Your Honor. It's not offered.
I'm going to sustain the objection unless you want to be heard. All right. With the court report, please.
That they were in?
I could see the door. Yes, I was in the secretary's area. The interview rooms are along one wall of that area.
Was the defendant handcuffed at that time?
No,
Was he under arrest?
no.
How long did Mr. Weitzman and Mr. Taft and the defendant remain in that room?
Probably 20 to 30 minutes.
Did you interrupt them at any time?
I did not.
Did you ever ask them to hurry up?
No,
You never asked them to hurry up and conclude their conversation or whatever it was they were doing in there?
no,
Did you overhear any part or any portion of any conversation the defendant had with his lawyers?
no,
Did you attempt to?
no.
At some point, did the defendant and Mr. Taft and Mr. Weitzman exit the room?
Mr. Weitzman and Mr. Taft did. Simpson remained in the room.
Had you told him earlier to remain in the room?
Well, I think that was understood that we were going to interview him. Yes.
Now, when Mr. Weitzman and Mr. Taft came out of that room, did you have a conversation with them?
Yes.
What was that conversation?
That we wanted to interview his client.
And did you make any offers at all to Mr. Weitzman and Mr. Taft at that time?
Yes.
And what was that?
I invited Mr. Weitzman to stay if he wanted to.
Did you ever tell Mr. Weitzman that he could not be present during any interview or conversation you might have with the defendant?
I did not.
And when you told Mr. Weitzman that he could remain if he wanted to, what did he say?
He said he didn't need to. The only parameters he wanted was for me to tape record the conversation.
Mr. Weitzman say where he was going?
Yeah, he said he was going to go to lunch.
And was Mr. Taft present during this conversation?
Yes.
And what did Mr. Weitzman do after he told you that he was going to go to lunch?
I observed him and Mr. Taft leave the area that I was in, headed toward the exit of the floor of the building.
How long was Mr. Simpson, the defendant, at Parker Center that afternoon, if you know?
3 to 3.5 hours approximately.
And what time did you and the defendant
Yay. Thank
arrive
you,
at
Kelly.
Parker
Thank
Center,
you.
if you
Thank
recall?
you.
I believe it was around 12:40, 12:45, something like that.
And what time did Mr. Simpson leave Parker Center that day?
I believe 3:30, the area of 3:30, something like that.
And was the media present outside Parker Center when you arrived?
Yes,
And were they present when Mr. Simpson left?
yes,
And when Mr. Simpson left Parker Center, was he in police custody?
no,
Was he handcuffed?
no,
Did he leave with you?
no.
Who did he leave with?
Mr. Weitzman?
We can go back a moment to that point in time in which you removed the handcuffs from the defendant. At that time, did you see the defendant's hand?
Yes,
Did you notice anything unusual?
yes.
And what did you notice?
That he had a bandage on the middle finger of his left hand, on the upper knuckle of the middle finger.
And did you note or observe any injury to that finger at that time?
Not at that time. I did subsequent to that after arriving at Parker Center.
Well, what significance, if any, did you attach to your initial observation of the bandage?
It appeared that he had an injured knuckle on the left middle finger of his left hand.
Did you consider that significant at all?
Oh, I certainly did, yes.
And what significance did you attach to that injury?
I feel both of my middle fingers get injured every night at work. They get real stiff, can't bend them. The other fingers I can put down just fine. But that middle finger, man, injury.
On the defendant's left hand?
Oh, well,
Well, going back to the original crime scene at Bundy, seeing the distinct single set of shoe prints, blood shoe prints leading away, with blood drops on the left side of the shoe prints, and then tracking the blood trail by vehicle to Rockingham, picking up the blood trail at Rockingham that went right into his house, would appear that
I'll tell you why. We're doing a small side trip. Because last night I worked. Music bingo was last night. So I go to the table. They all have their drinks. Hey, are you ready to order? And it starts with the very first lady. The very, very first lady. I'll have a cheese pizza, please. She says, no problem. Does that come with fries? No, that does not come with French fries. That doesn't come with fries. Pizza doesn't come with fries. No, ma'am, does not come with fries. There goes my fingers. There they go.
that he had the injury that was that would have caused those blood drops on the left side of the bloody footprints.
During the time that the defendant was at Parker Center, did you photograph his hands?
I did.
Did you photograph his hand, his left hand?
Yes,
Did you do that personally, or did you have someone do it for you?
I had a photographer do it.
So the guy in the comment, or girl, I don't know. I'm just going to say guy, Britain, and roll with it, said that they didn't stress the fact that his hand was cut and there was
Prior to
blood. But
photographing
he
the
just
defendant's left
talked
hand,
about it.
Did he remove the bandage?
Yes, the bandage was taken off.
Did you take it off, or did he take it off?
He did.
And were you able to observe the injury at that time?
Yes.
Can you describe it for us?
Yes, it was his knuckle appeared to be swollen, and it's the upper knuckle of the middle finger of his left hand appeared to be swollen, and there appeared to be a laceration that run up and down across the knuckle, and then directly below that toward the first knuckle there appeared to be a smaller laceration that ran across the finger and down.
Okay, I'm not a nurse. Or a forensic scientist, but if I'm stabbing someone, then my dreams are coming true. If I'm stabbing someone and the knife slips because it's bloody, I don't cut the top of my fingers. I just don't. I cut in here. I'm just gonna. I mean, yeah, yeah, it would be anywhere in here, but it wouldn't be anywhere here, right? However, if I'm murdering someone and say, okay, if I'm murdering someone right now and say they have like keys or glasses or something in their hand, and I'm trying to stab them and they try to block me with anything sharp, the only place I would get cut is here. So maybe when he was trying to hit one of them, that keys or whatever, Ron was trying to defend himself. Yes, I'm drawing on my vast experience. I don't know. Could fingernails slice? Probably.
Did you take a sample of the defendant's blood that afternoon?
I had it done. I didn't do it, but I had it done.
And who did you have do it, Detective?
The on-duty registered nurse at the jail dispensary at Parker Center.
Is there a jail located at Parker Center?
Yes,
You never placed the defendant in that jail?
no, I did not. Well, I think I should qualify that. No, I did not that day on the 13th.
The 13th would be Monday, is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
And can you tell us what you saw the nurse do uh, in the jail dispensary that is relative to the taking of the defendant's blood?
The nurse first prepared a form, which was an authorization for Mr. Simpson's signature. He signed and agreed to give the blood sample. The nurse took a syringe from his equipment and drew a sample of blood.
It's like night and day with the prosecutors. Darden is always angry. Like he's just always just really mad at it, and breathing and like grunting, like when he asks the question. Um, and Martha is always making jokes, inappropriate times probably, but um, I don't know. Do you think he hit Nicole first? Because I would go if I was going to murder two people, I would definitely hit the stronger one first. I would get the stronger one out of the way. But then again, he might have. That makes sense if he hit her or knocked her down or something. Because if I'm with someone and somebody comes up and starts stabbing that person, I might run. I might run for it. Neither of them ran. Maybe she was trying to defend him. Maybe she stayed, or he hit her first and Ron was trying to defend her. I don't know. I don't know. The second one definitely didn't run though, whoever the second one was. Nope, we haven't heard all the evidence yet.
Certainly.
The defense hasn't put on their case yet.
Mr. Shapiro for 1 moment.
Certainly. Certainly.
I think if he did not do it and he doesn't know who did it. So, Tara, you said if he didn't kill them, he knows who did. I think if he did not kill them and he doesn't know who did, he would have fought to his death to find answers. Like he would have constantly hounded the police and blah, blah, blah for answers to this. I think for episode 200, when we get there, I'm going to do a screwdrivers and OJ stream. So get your orange juice and get your vodka now so that you're ready. I can freely say screwdrivers. I don't know if I could say mimosas in my thumbnails.
All right. Thank you, Counsel. Mr. Durden, do you want to see if you can wrap it up?
Certainly, Your Honor. People's next in order,
123.
123. We have a photograph,
123.
Your Honor.
All right, come on. How often have we heard Ito say to anybody on the defense team, wrap it up, let's go? YouTube probably doesn't think that, though, CJ.
Detective showing you the photograph marked People's 123 for identification. You recognize that photograph?
Yes, sir, I do.
Is that the photograph you caused to be taken on June 13th?
That's correct.
That photograph depicts the left index finger
That's correct.
of the defendant,
Yes,
middle finger.
middle finger.
I want to see. Okay, I'm
Middle
going to
finger.
Google it.
Middle finger,
Okay.
yes.
Don't show me, just tell me. Is that how it looked that day?
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Detective. Just good time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our recess at this time. Please remember my admonition to you. Don't discuss the case amongst yourselves. Don't form any opinions about the case. Do not allow anybody to communicate with you regarding the case or conduct any deliberations till the matter has been submitted to you. Detective Lang, you're ordered to return Monday morning, 9 a.m. Ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, this afternoon, the court is going to be in session on other matters regarding this case. I also have another case on my calendar, so we'll be here working. So you all have a nice weekend. We'll see you back here Monday morning. I'm sorry, Detective Van Etter, I'm sorry. I like the Lang guy. All right. He was here so long. All right, see you on Monday. Thank you all. Present before the court with you this council, Mr. Shapiro, Mr. Cochran, Mr. Douglas, Mr. Bailey, people represented by Ms. Clark, Mr. Darden, and Ms. Lewis. The jury is not present. Council, is there anything we need to discuss before we resume with Detective Van Etter?
I hope your greeting, good afternoon, was not a comment on my being 5 minutes late.
No, it wasn't. Did I say that?
Excuse me. Your Honor, good morning.
Good morning.
Friday afternoon, the weekends passed so quickly. Friday afternoon, following what I believe was an in-camera hearing with the court by the defense, we received a package of discovery materials. This morning, I received from Mr. Brazier a few additional discovery materials. There is a noteworthy absence from these materials we've received of the notes of observations and testing and so forth from the defense domestic violence expert, Dr. Lenora Walker.
All right, I thought that they had communicated with you in their discussions that some of the matters that.
All right, I showed you OJ's injuries to his finger. So I might as well show you Ron's injuries to his hand, his defensive wounds. Come on. Looks like Ron didn't just get stabbed and pass away immediately. Not with those defensive wounds. I mean, that's just not from one punch or two punches. His knuckles were the skin was gone.
My recollection is that Dr. Walker was out of the office and would be faxing the matters to council this morning, and they anticipated complying with those matters today or tomorrow, was my recollection.
That was not exactly the way that my discussion with Mr. Brazier, that's not exactly what I was told.
All right, well, council, this is a discovery matter that we'll take up at our 3 o'clock calendar.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, but we will remind me to do that after we do the DNA matters. All right, anything else with regards to the jury matters that we can take up? All right, let's have the jury. Joined by all the members of our jury panel. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Detective Van Etter, would you resume the witness stand, please? All right, good morning, Detective.
Good morning, Your Honor.
You're reminded you are still under oath. Mr. Darden, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You may resume with your direct examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Detective Van Adder, when we left off last Friday, you described for us the trail of blood that led you to the defendant. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you also testified that you believed that you had probable cause to arrest the defendant on June 13th. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And this term probable cause, what does that term mean? How would you define it?
Probable cause is a strong and honest suspicion that would lead a reasonable person to believe that the suspect is involved in the crime that you're investigating.
And you harbored such a strong and honest suspicion that day?
That's correct, yes.
But you also told us last week that you felt that you needed more before you could present the case to the DA's office. Is that correct?
I wanted more, yes.
And why? Why is that?
Objection.
Oh, knowing the filing policy of the district attorney's office, they want more than probable cause. They want evidence that will lead to a conviction, which is much farther than probable cause evidence.
You did not present the case to the DA's office on June 13th?
No, sir, I didn't.
When was the case finally presented to the DA's office?
June the 17th.
How many items of evidence, of physical evidence that is, were collected in this case?
At what point, counsel?
At any point, total? How many items of evidence?
I believe there's approximately 450 items of evidence. I believe that that's a close number.
And each of these items, were they collected all during the first week after the murders?
No, sir.
When were they all collected?
They've been collected during the entire time that we first received the case.
Never. May I put 123 on the Alamo, please?
All right, 123.
Yeah.
One piece for counsel.
The detective showing you what has been marked as People's 123. I mean, the record reflect that Mr. Fairlow is focusing the Alamo on the defendant's finger
Yes.
in particular. Is that the way the injury looked to you when you first saw it on June 13th?
Yes.
Was it bleeding?
It appeared to have dry blood around the edges of the wound, and it appeared to be seeping fluid, not blood at that point.
It wasn't dripping blood at that point?
No.
And what time of the day was it that you took this photograph? Or had it taken, rather?
I believe it was between 2 and 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah. And you also told us that you took or had a nurse take a sample of the defendant's blood. Is that right?
Yes.
And what time in the afternoon was that sample taken?
That would have been after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I believe.
Where was the defendant when the blood sample was taken?
He was in the dispensary section of the jail division.
And the jail division is located over here on Los Angeles Street in downtown Los Angeles?
That's correct.
What did you do with the blood sample, if anything, after it was taken?
I maintained custody of the blood sample and turned it over to the criminalist.
And where was the criminalist when you turned it over to him?
He was at Rockingham finishing the work there with the search warrant.
And so if I understand you correctly, then Detective, you took the defendant's blood sample out to Rockingham?
Yes.
And why did you take the sample to Rockingham?
Well, I couldn't book it at that point. I didn't have any item numbers. I didn't have a DR number. I knew that the criminalist was at Rockingham. And as soon as the criminalist takes custody of a evidence item, essentially I consider that booked. I knew he was there. I hand carried it for him to him for the chain of custody and to protect that piece of evidence.
Okay. Now, you've used 3 terms that I'd like to discuss with you now, Detective. First of all, what is chain of custody?
Chain of custody is to ensure that that at all times, we know who has control of the evidence to maintain that control of the evidence, to know where it's going and what's going to happen to it.
Well, is it wise to limit the number of persons that take control or possession of evidence?
Sustained. Phrase question.
What benefit is there, if any, in limiting the number of persons who maintain control and custody of a particular piece of evidence?
The benefit in limiting is to maintain the integrity of that piece of evidence.
Could you have booked the evidence at Parker Center?
I could have booked it, but I didn't have a DR number. I didn't have a item number. And if I would have done that, it would have been sitting there with no control over it. That's why I controlled it and carried it to the criminalist.
Okay. Well, what is a DR number, Detective?
A DR number is a division of records number that's issued to all crimes. Each crime has an individual number.
Okay. You mean it's a file number?
That's a file number that identifies that incident, yes.
Okay. Does the Simpson investigation have a file number or DR number?
Excuse me, Your Honor, are we going to do the
I assume so. Yep.
Does the Simpson investigation have a DR number or file number?
The Simpson investigation actually has two, one for each victim.
Okay. And when were those numbers obtained, if you know?
Yeah, I do know. I bought those numbers myself. I believe the 15th of June.
You obtained the file number in this case on June 15?
I believe it was either the 14th or the 15th.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'm going to object. The question was compound. Now, objection.
What is the ground? Compound. Overruled.
And where was the criminalist when you gave him the blood sample at Rockingham?
Standing right inside the front door. He was preparing to leave.
Okay. Had the blood drops and the other evidence that you described for us earlier been collected at that point?
Yes.
And the glove Detective Furman showed you earlier that morning, had it been collected?
Yes.
Had the Bronco been impounded at that point?
Yes.
Do you recall whether or not the Bronco was still at the scene when you arrived back at Rockingham with the defendant's blood sample?
The Bronco was not there.
We have copied a close-up photograph of the depiction just shown the jury, that is of the defendant's finger. May it be marked, people?
I was about to say 123A,
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
B. Mrs. Robertson says A. A it is.
Did you ever locate an extra set of keys to the Bronco?
No.
You told us Friday that you had a key to the handcuffs that Officer Thompson placed on the defendant. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you give Officer Thompson your handcuffs so that he could handcuff the defendant?
No.
Well, how is it then that you had in your possession a key to the handcuffs?
Handcuffs used by the Los Angeles Police Department have a universal key that every officer has a key to those handcuffs.
So your key will fit.
Any other officer's handcuffs.
We have a videotape of the defendant in handcuffed on June 13, 1994, shown into the defense note. I don't believe we marked it.
All right, this is the videotape that we viewed previously. All right, is the matter submitted, Mr. Shapiro?
Without, any audio submitted.
All right,
Sorry, I didn't get Mr. Shapiro.
audio. Without sound.
I wonder what the
And have
import.
we marked this videotape as an exhibit? Mrs.
Wonder what the import is of this video. Why did the prosecution play this video? What are they trying to? I don't know.
Robertson indicates no.
Maybe marked People's 120.
All right, People's 124 videotape. Proceed.
I wonder. I don't know. I don't know. I believe both are true. Like, could be true that Furman planted the glove, and OJ did it. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder how much my
Go back to the beginning.
opinion is going to change once the defense has a chance to put on their case in chief.
Detective, when you testified Friday, you told us that you asked Officer Thompson to do something. Is that right?
Yes,
And what did you ask him to do?
I asked him to detain Mr. Simpson at the front gate if he showed up at the location and not to let him enter the residence.
Now, you had a search warrant at that time. Is that right?
Yes,
If you know, Detective, does the fact that you have a search warrant for the premises, does that allow you to prevent persons or other persons or civilians from entering the property to be searched?
yes, it was a secured crime scene.
Did you ever tell Officer Thompson to handcuff Mr. Simpson?
No,
He didn't. They say that, remember when they brought out the glove in the plastic baggie? What Bailey was saying was it had to be a plastic baggie that was used, because Furman picked up the bloody glove, put it in a plastic baggie, shoved it into his sock, to hide it from other people so they wouldn't see. Because it was in that plastic baggie in his sock, the blood stayed wet, which is why when they found it at OJ's house, just the other glove was dry by then, but this glove was still wet, sticky. So, so they say that he took the actual glove that was at the crime scene and then moved it to OJ's house.
And where were you when you first saw Mr. Simpson handcuffed?
Standing in the kitchen area of the residence.
And what did you do when you saw the handcuffs on Mr. Simpson?
I immediately responded to his location.
I'm going to replay the video at a slower speed. I'm going to ask you to identify some of the persons you see in the video. Now, let me stop right there. There's an officer in the background there. Who is that officer, if you know?
I believe that's Officer Thompson.
Let it play some more. Is Mr. Simpson handcuffed at this point?
Yes.
Okay. Now stop there. Now you're having a conversation with Mr. Simpson, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Now at this point, did you remove the handcuffs?
No.
You did not immediately take the handcuffs off, Mr. Simpson?
No, I didn't immediately.
Okay. How much time elapsed between your first contact with Mr. Simpson and your removal of the handcuffs?
Very short time. A couple of minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes.
Okay. Is there some reason that you delayed 2 to 3 minutes before taking the handcuffs off, Mr. Simpson?
I was explaining the situation to him, what was going on, and was awaiting his attorney's arrival there.
You were expecting Mr. Weissman to approach you and Mr. Simpson?
Yes.
What are you doing now? Are you reaching for something? Stop. Stop. Back up a little.
It looks like I'm putting my hand in my pocket, I would assume at that point. Well, I don't actually know at that point what I was doing. I may have been removing my keys. I don't know that for a fact.
Let it play. Stop. There's another officer there in the photograph. Is that right? Or the video, rather?
Yes.
And who is that person?
I believe that's Detective Brad Roberts.
Let it play a little more until you see Robert's face. Detective keep watching it.
Yes.
Maybe I'll do an episode like that in between. So like CJ said, one, where are they now? Everybody in the courtroom. I want to meet more people before I do the where are they now, especially Cato. I want us to see Cato first before I do that. But I could do a field trip on other theories, alternative theories that have come out about this. If OJ didn't do it, this person did, and why people think. I don't know if I want to do that now, or it's like the defense hasn't even gotten a chance to speak yet. So I think I should wait until we hear both sides a little bit before I start throwing in other theories. I think because, we need to hear the evidence. We need to hear what's going on. We're already tainted. We're already biased because we already know the answer. We already know the glove scene is coming up. Um, and we've heard, well, we can hear easily the Bronco confessions. They're not really confessions, but they're as close as you possibly can get. That's what I'll do tomorrow. I think it's past time. Tomorrow I think I'm going to try to track down just what OJ said in the Bronco to Lang, Detective Lang. The jury's not allowed to hear this, but it actually really did happen. I'll look for that. I'll look for that, Cynthia. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I have to stop now. My daughter has a job interview in a few minutes, and I'm taking her. I'm going to go with her and hold her hand. Don't worry, I'm not walking into the job interview with her. I won't answer the questions for her. What are your strengths? Well, her strengths are she'll show up in her first day and I'll be there with her so that I can get trained with her. Make sure she does her job right. It's an actual job too. It is a full-time health, vision, 401k, everything. It's an eye doctor. She'll just be, manning the phones, not she has no health degree. But it's exciting. I'm gonna charge her rent soon. Take pom-poms with me, yes. And a beer. Crack open and cheer. A big foam finger, you're number one. Maybe I'll tell her to put this in her purse. I'm going to tell her to put this in her purse. Take this in with her. I'm going to. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. I love that you do. I really do. I shall see you all again. The middle one, Tiffany. She's my mini me, just like me. So I'll see you again real soon. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.